Welcome to another episode of the GoalDiggrs Podcast. A goal digger is someone who is highly motivated to achieve their goals. I'm the host, Goaldiggr.Rahhh, and I have a special guest here for y'all. Let him introduce himself.
Hello all. My name is John, also known as I'm Already Me. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me, Goal Diggers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be prepared. We're about to turn it up. Turn my boy up, turn this episode up, and we here, y'all. We live on location, y'all. And just a reminder, we do free promotion. So if you have any products that you want to send in, we could send it in, 145 Halsey Street. We will do reviews live on a podcast episode, and all you gotta do is send your products in. All right, let's jump right into it. You ready?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, what's your meaning of a gold digger?
My meaning of a goal digger is a person who has a vision and is willing to do what it takes to attain that said vision.
That's valid. I like that. Okay. Where do you get your inspiration from?
Oh, that's such a great question.
Yeah.
I pull from a lot of sources depending on what I'm doing. But my very first source, in some way or some fashion, always comes from my higher power, that I believe in. Okay. First and foremost, I know where my source is. But then from there, oftentimes it's separated in categories from like literature, art, music, and oftentimes even from businesses that I encounter or get to experience.
Okay, that's clean. I like that. What motivates you?
What motivates me?
What motivates you?
The corporate answer would be I'm self-motivated, and I'm self-driven, and I'm inspired by myself when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't need a cup of coffee to get up and get active. That's cap. But in reality, my dreams really motivate me. Oftentimes, if you know me, you know that I'm a perfect combination of my parents, right? So I have a lot of dreams, a lot of big ideas, and oftentimes they get to the point where they become scary and the execution isn't always there. But as you learn and grow and live with certain ones and put things in practice, you learn that you can become be a dreamer and become a doer. And sometimes that's where the cohesion is. So creating those moments, that's what motivates me. Being able to piece those moments together.
I like that. And essentially, that's what a gold digger is. A dreamer and a doer equals a gold digger. I like that. Okay, so what are some small daily habits that help you build a positive mindset?
Oh, great. So I have a segments in my mind that I have to kind of organize sometimes my thoughts and compartmentalize them. So a few things I do that have been helpful to create a daily positive habit. Reading, that's typically the one of the first things I do in the morning is, and before I go to sleep, because my boy can't go to sleep without reading a book. But I like to read any excerpt. Again, it could be from a book that I'm reading for the book club, or it could be a reflection of a passage from a newsletter, or it could be a journal entry from the day before that I just kind of wanted to ruminate on a little bit. And then exercising, I try to, even if, be honest, I haven't been to the gym since like Thanksgiving, but I'll still try to get my 3 miles walk.
2025 here, we get it in.
Absolutely,
walking.
Absolutely. So I'll try to get at least a walk in, a nice hike, nice little light, refreshing walk. I try to do visualization, right, where I try to picture a goal and put myself in the shoes of the future me, right, where it's like if I want to be drive a range. I can visualize myself in the range and kind of share that because they say there's power in that. And then I like to journal. I like to write affirmations, and I like to practice manifestation. So those a few things are my daily If I don't check those off, I I don't feel like I had a complete day.
Your days off, everything.
Yeah.
I feel that. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you handle negative talk or self-doubt?
Ooh, those ants, right? They call it ants, automatic negative thoughts, I think, that we get. So for me, it's writing when I'm feeling like the man, when I'm feeling like him Jones, Himothy, right? I try to document those moments again, whether it's through journaling or it's through even recording myself, or it's putting myself around people that I know will capture a memory and bring it back to life in a moment where I need it. Where it might be in a dark space. So that's really documenting the highs. And appreciating it and being able to reflect on those moments when you need it. I think like creating that like equity, and happy memories.
I like that, y'all. Yo, he dropping the game, dropping the knowledge. He letting y'all deep dive a little bit, get into his life a little bit. It's my guy right here, John. But he letting y'all know what's going on, man. Okay. So this is about to be like a little fun fashion segment, right?
Oh, fashion segments.
Okay. When it comes to fashion, can you describe your style?
Oh man, that's great, man.
Yeah.
My style, I think it works kind of how my brain works, right? It can go anywhere depending on a lot of things, right? Different factors. So oftentimes, I think dressing up, and I learned this from my dad, is how you dress is how you present yourself, right? So oftentimes that's the first part, is being presentable, being able to walk in a room and command that attention, being ready to have that next conversation with the person that might be able to change your life, sometimes without words, So when it comes to fashion, I can't say it depends on what room I'm in or what feeling I'm in, on a work day, I'm in a suit and my favorite pair of loafers, nice tailored bespoke suit, shout out to my tailor,
Shout out to the tailor. My man got a tailor. He talking different over here. He talking different.
Yeah, for sure.
He talking different.
My tailor's special. My tailor's special. He's part of the team,
Okay.
He's a dad who thrifts also.
Okay.
So he's definitely one of those ones. He's sharp, but if I'm just on a casual day, I would describe, and if I had to describe it, I would describe my style as like dadcore.
Dadcore.
Yeah.
That's clean. I like that.
Yeah, dadcore. I think, dadly or dadcore, where it's like, cozy, comfort, functional pieces that you can interchange. If you rewear them, it's not weird. It's sustainable. You can hand them down, and your kids will still look good in them. Timeless pieces.
Okay.
And sometimes it's the precious parts are hidden in the small details. So like, sometimes it might not even be what you see. It might be like a pair of wool socks, or cashmere socks that you might have on,
Nice.
So
different. Tailor, cashmere socks. He talking different. I gotta get in my bag. He talking different over here. Okay. Nah, I like that though. Me knowing him, he's a very nice, well-dressed guy. You know what I'm saying? And he puts it on, man. I like that, man. I like that.
Thank you.
Okay, so what's some of your personal top brands you like wearing?
My personal top brand, my first top brand, I would always say is something I can thrift, something that I can go and find that reminds me of a time or a place. So, whatever brands that may be. So, but as far as things that I'm physically wearing, so I mean, I've been wearing a lot of Aimé Leon d'Or. They're a brand out of New York that they do a lot of like upscale kind of dadcore vibes to me. I like a lot of old Burberry pieces, so like kind of like archived Burberry pieces that you might not find, let's say at your local Burberry, but you might find in your grandfather's old collection beat up or whatever, kind of timeless pieces. And then what other brands? I've been liking these loafers. There's a brand called Blackstock and Weber. I think the guy's name is like Chris from Jersey.
Okay.
So Jersey we rep, right?
Jersey,
Jersey talent.
Jersey, let's get it.
It's a little bit Kif. Kif is always doing a lot of good collabs.
Yeah, I like Kif too.
Yeah. And then of course last but not least, I'm already me.
Let them know.
So, I mean, if we talking brands, that's I got that tatted on me in my soul. But yeah, those are the few I would say. Again, I love a good thrift cop, whether it's vintage Ralph or like some I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling, but that's where we at with it.
I like that, yeah. Okay. If you could swap wardrobes with any celebrities for a day, who would it be and why?
If I could swap wardrobes with any celebrity.
For one day, who would it be and why?
Yo, I would have to say Kenya Barris. Kenya Barris. He executive produced Black AF.
Okay.
And Blackish and Grownish and America's Next Top Model. One of my role models. I would get in his bag, bro, because I think he's deep in the athleisure, dad core,
nice. Okay.
He gets deep in that bag, and then he pulls like luxury pieces to like tie it in. So he'll come with the fear of God, but then next thing you know, he'll come with the he wears a lot of Gucci tracksuits. So there's a lot of cool old school pieces that are comfortable. And he doesn't look like he's an old guy just trying to dress young. He's aging well, and I strive to do that, age well.
Okay.
I want to do all my decades well.
Are you more into classics or hype limited edition sneakers?
Classics, automatic.
Classics all day. Okay.
Limited, that's here today, gone tomorrow.
You say, get them out of here. Okay.
We like the classics, the references, the OGs, the original,
Okay.
Timeless.
Okay. What's the most you ever spent on a pair of sneakers?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm retail gang. I'm not about to resell yet, to be honest. I like getting things at retail. However, there was a pair of Fear of God military sneaker boots that dropped one time, and I think they were at I think after taxes they were like $1,300, and I was on a flight to Barbados. And they dropped while I was on the plane, and that was like my biggest flex of all time. Cause like my man's hit me like, "Yo, they just dropped. You've been waiting. They just surprise dropped." And I pulled the trigger on 2 pairs, and I was like, "Damn!" I ended up landing on vacation broke as hell, but I was happy as hell that I got my 2 pairs.
You got my 2 pairs.
Yo, so crazy, man.
That's lit.
Yeah, good times though. Good times.
That's lit. Okay.
Shout out to Barbados.
Yes, sir. Okay. Your personal top 3 sneakers of all time.
Wow. Okay. Personal top 3. So I would say top 3. The 1 and 2 are interchangeable. So I would say the Virgil Off-White Chicago 1s from the top 10.
Fire.
Those are like up there, and the Bread 1s, from 01. Those are, or even the 85s. Those are easily top 2 for me. They're interchanged depending on the season I'm in.
Okay.
And then 3, you said 3.
If you don't got a 3rd one, we can leave it with 2.
3, if I had to say, would be the first Air Yeezy Nike. I'm sorry, the Nike Johns that he did with the black with the pink with the.
Yo, shout out to Kanye, man.
Crazy. Those are wild. Those are wild. I think they call them the Zens or something. Yo, those are crazy. So
okay.
Yeah, if I had to put like a 3,
Okay. So now we're about to make it even tougher. If you could only wear 1 pair of sneakers for the rest of your life, what sneaker would that be?
Oh, I think the Bread 1s, to be honest. Yeah, or the Royal 1s. Those for the forever, because they go really with everything. I wore them with suits before. I wore them dressed down, dressed up. Yeah. I wore them beat up. I wore them fresh. Yeah. I would go, and they're recognizable, and the story.
Yeah, the
like
story
the
behind
band, like they were banned. You weren't even supposed to play in those.
The band breads.
Yo, crazy. So to me that's because if I'm wearing them forever, let's say I'm on an island, let's say, and at least I have the story. I could I could write about it. I could recreate something. Keep myself sharp. So
that's fire. Yeah. That's fire. I like that.
Self-care.
Like that. That's fire. That's fire. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna jump into a little this or that segment. Okay. Vintage or modern?
Vintage.
He answered that real quick. Vintage. Off the top. High tops or low tops?
Lows.
Lows. Okay. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Hip hop or R&B? Got him.
Hip hop started out in the park.
Yes, sir, ski. Okay. Online shopping or in-store shopping?
In person. I got a thing with textures. I gotta feel it.
The experience.
Yeah. Vibes, energies.
Yeah. I'm messing with it. And we're trying to bring it back here. That's why we got the storefront. We're bringing it back, man. That in-store experience, you can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? You could try something on. You could feel the quality, texture, just like he said. You can't beat that. Online is very good. Don't get me wrong, because, it's very accessible. But the experience in-store can't beat that.
Right. Once you've come, if you already know, you know.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
No, for sure.
But that first touch, that first experience, it's just,
And actually seeing the colors in person, as soon as you see the colors in person, like, oh, you already automatically thinking, oh, nah, this could go with these sneakers or these shoes I got. This could go with this fit.
Right. And the lighting here is better than it is in your room, I promise you.
Yeah.
So trust the lighting here. Trust, you gotta make it in.
That's valid. Okay. Passive income or active hustle?
Passive income.
Okay.
I'm trying to retire, y'all.
Let's get it, y'all. You trying to retire early. Long-term goals or short-term wins?
Long-term goals.
Okay.
My patience, I play the long game in everything.
That's fire. Work hard or work smart?
I wish I could say work smart, but I think oftentimes I'm working hard. I think that I get that from my parents. Just as a first generation, it's just the hustle is in us. And it might sound a little crazy, but working hard can be working smart sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes
it could translate. Working hard can translate into working smart.
Absolutely.
That's what I actually meant.
Yeah.
Okay. Consistency or creativity?
Creativity is a part of me. The consistency is we got to work on.
Yeah.
But the creativity, there's no better feeling than being able to take a thought and bring it to life in your hands, and see it visually or sonically. Just to me, that's like God-given. That's like so.
Creativity is fire. Just like he referenced earlier, dreamers and doers. You know what I'm saying? Being creative.
Yeah.
Okay. Save or spend?
Save.
Okay. Success now or success later?
As long as I know I'm a part of the long game, but I want mine right now, man. I need my reparations I need my reparations right now. Like, don't talk to me about tomorrow. Like, where's mine now? I know. I see the blessings. They're very close by, and I'm close enough, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm ready for mine. Let's get it.
Okay.
Let's go. This is 2025. We here with it.
Let's get it, man. I love that. Okay. Now we about to go into a little segment. I call it a gold digging segment. We're about to jump into it though. What is the biggest challenge you've had to overcome, and what did you learn from it?
Oh, the biggest challenge, man. I would say for me, the biggest challenge would have to be my addictive personality. I think that at a young age, I thought that it was just cool and it was creative, and my ability to like lock in on a subject or a topic and like just obsess over it was great. But then you start to grow, you start to get more influences, you start to dibble and dabble, and for me, I didn't realize that I didn't have limits. I didn't know how to create boundaries, and I was chasing experiences, and eventually, like it got me in a lot of trouble. So I think that was like one of my biggest things growing up, is like realizing like, yo, I have that, and it's like, all right, well, what do I do with that? What are how do I control that? How do I navigate it? What is the right thing to do? What are and invest in yourself, in your wellness, right? Invest in taking care of yourself. So that's what I learned, where it's like, you know what? It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have a season where you're locked in on yourself and you're going into the dirt to let's say people are saying they're buried or they're locked away or they're isolated, but sometimes you got to separate yourself, because that's how flowers grow, right? You got to be buried in the dirt, and in that process of growing, it hurts, but the final product is beautiful. And sometimes the risk of like staying in the ground, you got to be able to say, okay, if I stay here, like what am I losing, and versus if I grow, how would that experience be in the world, so
no, for sure.
that was my biggest challenge, is learning that I had that and how to navigate in the world and finding my community, so shout out to y'all.
Nah, that's what's up, man. I love that, man. Okay. What's the biggest goal you ever set for yourself, and how did you achieve it so far?
The first one that came to my mind at an early age, so one of my big goals was to earn six figures, right? That was like, I don't know, for some reason at a young age, that was like my biggest thing. I just felt like that was so much. Like
that's a very popular thing nowadays. You gotta have 6 figures, you gotta be 6 feet, you gotta be So I get it, bro.
Yo, facts. So I remember I was 20, and I was having a conversation with my brother at the time, and God rest his soul. And we were just discussing like career paths and career journeys, and we were like, yo, by the time we're 25, we gotta be making 6 figures, period. I said, bet. And we had a list of goals, but that was like the big one. And slowly we kind of together locked in, and we started getting it. I got a job at a big company. He got a job at a big company. But he was like, yo, if you come to my place, they're gonna give us 500, and I'll give you 250, and we'll split it, and we'll do something.
Nice.
So but eventually, through my career there, I was able to start earning that within like less than 2 years. It was like 16 months, I think it was.
Nice.
And that was a big thing, right? Where it was like, yo, we did it, like, and I would say for me, that was like one of my biggest ones where I thought it wasn't achievable really, but having that like partner to say, yo, let's lock in, we can do it, I know you can do it, that it was everything. So to me, it might not be the biggest in size, but in impact, that like an impact to my life, that was the biggest, one of the biggest, I would say, for sure.
I love that. Okay, let's get it. How do you stay motivated when working towards a long-term goal?
So in order to stay motivated, it has to be consistent habits that I do daily to keep me going. If I don't have a system, I'm not. It's not working. The vehicle isn't moving because what happens is I might have a bad day or even a bad season. And I might not want to do what I need to do. But and my big why might not get attained because of my day. So that's why I just strive to have systems that make sense when, life be life.
Nah, that's a fact. We talked about it before, like how you said, man, your habits determine your lifestyle. So it's always good to have good habits, but your habits determine your lifestyle. Yeah. Okay. So How do you handle setbacks or failure when working towards a goal?
Triple down on the self-care. So when I handle setbacks, I'll be honest, I try to be graceful with myself, because I'm like, someone already died for me for my sins. So it's like, I ain't gonna kill myself. So I try to give myself grace and say, hey, it's okay. Tomorrow you could bounce back, but also being conscious of like, well, at least was I better a little bit today than I was yesterday? And if I could kind of go to sleep with that satisfaction, it was a good day overall.
Okay.
That 1%, because if you're thinking about it, every single day, 1% at the end of the year, so that's what helps.
I like that. Okay, so now we're about to jump into what I call, this is like the GOAT segment. The GOAT segment. Goal-oriented achievers.
You good?
Goal-oriented, optimistic, ambitious trailblazers. That's my GOAT acronym.
Ooh, okay.
Goal-oriented, optimistic, ambitious trailblazers.
Fire.
So GOAT segment, y'all.
Fire.
Who comes to mind when you hear the word goal-oriented?
Goal-oriented, the first person that comes to mind is Kobe.
Kobe.
Rest in
Yes, sir.
peace.
Who comes to mind when you hear the word optimistic?
Optimistic, yay.
Shout out to Ye.
Delusionally optimistic sometimes, but we support it.
Yes, sir. Who comes to mind when you hear the word ambitious?
Ambitious. Martin Luther King.
Yep.
MLK.
Shout out to MLK. His birthday just passed a couple of days ago too. So
Absolutely, because Malcolm X had a dream. Martin Luther King had a dream. But you can't spell I'm already me without dream. DREAM.
I'm already me, y'all. This is why he here.
I mean.
This is why he here. Yo.
I like letters, man. I like letters sometimes, man.
Let's get it. Who comes to mind when you hear the word trailblazer?
Clyde Drexler? No.
Brandon Roy? Yo.
Nah. Trailblazer. Man. Virgil Abloh.
It would only be one Virgil, man.
Yeah. Trailblazer for sure.
Okay. Now we're going to jump right into, this is Words of the Youth segment right here. How can young people stay focused on their goals despite distractions? And this is just opinions or, advice. It's not, we don't know the answers, but this is opinions based on, our experiences. So, we got to have some words for the youth.
Youth. I know some of you people are visual, so I'm going to say it, but I'm also going to give you a visual representation of how to stay focused and lock in. So first and foremost, you have to have a theme, a vision, right? So oftentimes we encourage the youth to do vision boards, or journaling or writing. It's great to have an idea in your mind, but there's like an alchemy in penning it. Putting pen to paper, it creates something that's can become bigger than you, right? So that's the first thing. Have a reference point, something that maybe inspires you, maybe something that has already happened before in the past that inspired you at a moment in time, that you can kind of connect to and reference every so often. Have the specific goals written down, right? So what they look like, what they sound like, visualize it. Something you can speak to, have it tangible. You know, if you have to be able to carry it with you, write it down. Listen, if you have a goal, I'll give you something to write it down on, you know, and have it visual. You could put it on your refrigerator. You can have it at your office, because if it's a dream of yours, you want to put the respect that it deserves on it, and you want to ensure that you're intentional and you're invested in it, and it's not just something that is a throwaway thought, because your ideas aren't throwaway thoughts. There's power in your ideas. So. Yeah, that's my long version. My bad if I got a little preachy.
No, you good. I like that. Because, listen, I do that myself. I had to learn to do that myself. What he's saying, that's very powerful.
Right.
Like he said, you can have ideas in your head, but taking the energy just to write it out and reading it, and like he said, keep it close where you read it, that brings a lot of energy. Just you reading it makes you believe what you wrote down, and it takes energy to even do all that. So that's how you test yourself, to let you know you're serious about whatever your goal is. That's very powerful, because I do that myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't do it all the time, which I'm getting better, but I always tend to do that. Like, if I'm trying to stay focused with no distractions, I literally think of something, I'm writing it down, because you can always get back to it or this, but that's very powerful information right there for the youth, y'all. Or anybody. It's not just for the youth, but you know, we talking to the youth right now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. My mission for sure is for you know, for the youth and dads, but definitely the youth, because they're gonna carry the torch.
Yep.
You know, and they're gonna keep us engaged and energized, and you know, they just need the game. They need you know, so they don't have to go through the pain that we went through.
That's a fact.
You know? They should, you know, my life's purpose is to ensure that my kids start where I finish, right? Where it's like they don't have to experience the hurt or some of the hurdles or run into the same walls that we ran into, the same, you know, or the closed doors. It's like I want to hold open the doors and keep them open, you know. So if they want to go through it, it's like, you know, you can, and have like a platform so they can, you know, do their thing, you know. But
that's a fact.
Yeah. Shout out to the dads.
Shout out to the dads. What's your advice for dealing with self-doubt or negative opinion from others?
So self-doubt, first and foremost, is real, right? We oftentimes have, like, I call it imposter syndrome, right? Where sometimes you feel like you don't belong in a room, or you shouldn't be there, or whatever the case may be. But you know, those gives you the opportunity to really wake up and really get into, you know, what your destiny is called you to do. But as far as the other part, which is, you said when people are negative, or what was the
or
negative
opinions from others.
Yeah, that's crazy, you know, and so it really, I see it's two-sided for me, and it's kind of like a catch-22, because it's like, for me, a negative opinion has to, if it's not coming from a person that I don't aspire to be, there's zero validation there, there's zero credibility, there's, you know, like if you're a loser and you're telling me about myself, it's like, thanks, but okay, congratulations. Like I'm gonna walk away, and that's completely, you know, meritless. However, if you show fruit, you know, and you have you're meritful, you have values, and you're intentional, and you say something, and you know, I'm gonna take heed, right? Because the proof is in the pudding, right? The proof is in the fruit. So you know.
That's true. And you know what I'm saying, catch on to what he's saying. Like, the negative opinions from people, especially if they don't even know you from a can of paint.
Yo.
You know, it is, listen, we're not perfect. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, people can say things to, you know, hurt you or try to hurt you or deter you from whatever you're doing. But it only holds as much energy as if you believe what they're saying to you.
This is what I think about negative opinions. People would try to write something on you, make you a bad person, you know, say, what's something bad someone says about you? You know, what's more the last bad thing someone called you?
Selfish.
Selfish, all right. Yeah. I'm calling, baby, I'm selfish. You feel me? People will walk around with these type of, like, demand that entitlement of like, oh, I'm going to say something and it's valid, and say, oh, you're selfish.
Yeah.
And sometimes people will wear that their whole lives, and like in their minds, this is not valid because it came from that one person they were looking for validation from.
That's a fact.
And so for me, like, well, my purpose is like to tell those stories of the people that are like, yo, nah, that's not. That's just that, that was your opinion, for that moment. And if I wanted to accept that, I will. But at the end of the day, if I want to wash that up, I know who I am, inside. At the end of the day, I stand 10 toes on that. So
I like that, yo.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Negative opinions.
Negative opinions.
I'm selfish.
For real. What's your advice for the youth or young people who are unsure of what they want to do in life?
I think the first thing, you should give yourself grace and put yourself in an opportunity to fail as hard as you can. Put yourself in a space where you think of something that brings you the most joy creatively, and strive for it. And put your support system around you and just go. When you're young, you have the time to fail big and the time to really gain experience, and also put yourself in a position to learn and leverage people that have already done it. People that are in the industry that you might want to get into, or that are already creating at a pace, at a level that you strive to be. Surround yourself with that type of ambiance. What happens with us sometimes in our community, we want to get to the quick, chill vibe, the quick, and we forget that sometimes that's not sustainable. So you got to really put yourself in a position where it's like, okay, who's been around for a while? Who's already doing something that I would like to do? What were some of their challenges that I might not want to encounter, that I might be able to learn from and gain wisdom from, instead of just having to learn the hard way always. So it's okay to learn, it's okay to fail hard, but learning the hard way, suffering isn't necessarily necessary.
Nah, that's a fact. And I'm going to piggyback off what he's saying, because that's some real powerful gems right there. Like he said, find somebody, whatever your passion is or your goal is, find somebody that's already successful in that area and get next to them. Don't be afraid to ask questions, learn, soak up all the game you can. You young. You got the world is your oyster. I'm pretty sure y'all probably heard that before, but that's when you got the most support system. People are looking to help you, and family, friends, or whoever. So get next to people, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So you say of people that's successful in the industry or whatever goal you're striving towards, get next to that person. Ask, soak up all the game. Soak up all the game. I like that. That's words to the youth, y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the time that you're taking to be here for today. But I have a couple questions for you.
Oh, let's get it. I like that. I like that. Let's get it.
Absolutely. So, GoalDiggrs is such a bold and catchy name. What inspired the creation of your brand, and how does it reflect your personal vision or journey? Okay.
So pretty much the goal behind starting it was, I used to rap too. Me and my brothers, we rap. So I used to rap. So, play on words was always kind of like, that was like my thing. Like, what is it, like double entendres and stuff like that. So that was always my thing. So it's a play on the words of, G-O-L-D, Gold Diggers. So it's just a fun play on that word. So I just wanted to turn that from a negative to a positive. And essentially that embodies who we are, or who I am as a person, as far as being very ambitious. I like coming up with things and not thinking too long about it and just doing it. So essentially that's where the creation of GoalDiggrs came from.
Love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing your creative journey with me. As I'm Already Me, that's something that we encourage as creatives to share their stories, and you guys are doing great with having this space here. Visually, the aesthetics are phenomenal, but also like the pieces tell a story, like the colors and the designs, you can just literally see it take space. But
I appreciate that.
Downtown Newark, especially Halsey Street, has become such a cultural and entrepreneurial hub. Why did you choose this location? And how does Goaldiggr contribute to the community vibe here?
Okay, so why did I choose? It's not really a specific reason why I chose this location.
It chose you.
It's not, I didn't choose it, it chose me. But no, we was looking for, a few spots, and, essentially we got denied from a lot of people, so that was a thing, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna let them no's deter me from, getting to where I want to go. And luckily, I ran into some good people that gave us this opportunity here, downtown Newark. Plus, we was born in Newark, and of course, back in the day, come downtown Newark. Everybody used to come downtown Newark, do all the shopping. So definitely want to bring that vibes back. You know what I'm saying? Like that definitely high school. Go in the house, drop your book bag, go down, catch a bus, go downtown Newark. Or whatever little job you had, come downtown North, spend all your money,
all the bread,
and you had to walk back home. We just walk back up the hill, like you spend all your money. So it's just the experience, like downtown Newark. So, and it's a very historical place. So, I love it. And as far as like you said, for the community, as we keep saying, this is just not for us. It's for everybody. So, what we mean by that is, we just want to create the platform or create opportunities for other people as well. And of course, y'all seeing our journey from the beginning all the way up. So as long as you want to be on this journey, tap in with us. And for the community, we do donations, we do giveaways. Essentially, we're going to be hosting events. And we planning on building, networking with more people, bring other people into, and turn this into a community hub. So
I see it.
I love that. I love that question.
I see it. And I also see that your store offers like a unique mix of sneakers, thrifted items, new finds. What's the secret sauce that makes Goaldiggr stand out in such a competitive retail space?
I feel like we just different. I just feel like we different. Essentially, I just say we different. Of my feedback so far I got from it is mostly positive. Of course, I'm gonna say that, but I would say, I won't even say it's a negative, but I would say probably the only thing kind of is people like, yo, nah, this is it's less something for people to catch on to as far as awareness. So,
yeah.
So once people understand it, So once people understand it, they see the word, Goaldiggrs, what's that? Then it's like, we just not do clothes. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not just a brand. It's a mindset, and then it's a lifestyle.
So what I'm understanding is people are captivated by different aspects of the brand, from the aesthetics to the sign, but once they're in the experience, it becomes even a deeper investment into the so they're hooked by one thing, but once they're here, they stay for something else.
Stay for something else. Wow. And we offer so many different things. And of course, our slogan is don't just wear it, become it. There's a meaning behind that.
Become it.
You know what I'm saying? When you put this Goaldiggrs on, you know what I'm saying? Become a gold digger. Understand the brand. So, you know what I'm saying? We coming though. We building up. So.
Yeah, for sure. So you have impacted the community in more ways than one. From like you mentioned, donations to toy drives to clothes giveaways. There's been a lot that you've done. So much things that are working behind the scenes. That you don't even talk about. But that's the thing. Again, Goaldiggrs, you're doing the work. And speaking of work, when it comes to community impact and future and legacy, right? Where do you see Goaldiggrs in 5 years?
Ooh, Goaldiggrs in 5 years. I see Goaldiggrs in 5 years.
Not just in Newark and fashion, sneakers, wherever.
I see it as one of the biggest brands one of the biggest brands out there. I ain't gonna say the biggest brand ever, but I'm gonna just say one of the biggest brands. And I'm only say that because I feel like we will spark that impact and make people more, and not make people more ambitious, but inspire people to be and motivate people to be more ambitious and actually have goals and strive for those goals. So that's why I feel like, because it won't be just, like I said, it won't just be with us. We would be the spark, but I feel like this will be nationwide. So, you know, can't rush greatness, but, you know, we humble, we take the gratitude, we take the grace. Thank you for everybody, all the support so far we've been receiving from everybody, mostly positive. And I feel like this will be one of the biggest brands, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't know, maybe franchise it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but essentially I feel like this will be one of the biggest brands.
I love that. I love to hear that, and I appreciate you for sharing it. And I'm glad to be here for the journey, and I look forward to seeing that come to fruition and looking back to today and say, man, we said it, you did it, you go dig it. And again, if you were not a gold digger, what are you doing with your life?
I love that, man. And that was created here today, you know what I'm saying? So stamp that, copyright that. We got some, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, we got some things going on. We putting together behind the scenes. So like you said, everybody stay tuned, and we got more and more to come. And
Stay
like I said,
tuned. And wake up. Don't sleep. Don't sleep on us, you heard?
You know what I'm saying? So this is a journey, like I said, from the beginning till now. So I would like to take y'all on this journey with us, and like I said, tap in with us.
Some people won't make it.
Some people won't. We can't save everybody.
We can't. If you can't swim, you gonna drown.
We can't save everybody. You know what I'm saying?
If she can't swim, she gonna.
But you know what I'm saying? We on our Harriet Tubman vibes. You feel me?
Yeah. Low key underground.
Low key underground.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you at the spot, you at the spot. If you not, you not. I mean.
Okay.
You know.
So pretty much. I appreciate that. I like that. And so pretty much.
What's coming next? Anything upcoming for Gold Diggers?
I was gonna ask you the same thing, but I'll start first. No, I'll go first though. I'll go first though. So
whoever.
Anything upcoming next?
Give and go.
I mean, just networking, man. Networking, man. We're gonna network. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get locked in with a few more people. You know, just build the goal. Another goal. Keep going is to build awareness, man. We're gonna build awareness, and like I said, we want this to be a hub. We want to create opportunities for people, even if you want to, you know, get into reselling sneakers. We got knowledge on that. If you want to get into how to make designs, we could get into that. If you want to get in on how to start your own clothing company, you could get into that. If you want to come here and find out, how do you do thrifting? He do thrifting himself too. Another, you know what I'm saying, a partner of mine. So we could find out, like, you know, everything we know is for the community. So, like I said,
the gate is not being kept here.
The gate is not closed here.
Ain't no gatekeeping here.
So, like I said, you could come here and learn as much game as you want. But like I said, closed mouths don't get fed. So don't be scared to come ask questions, because if I know it, you know it. So anything you got coming up?
Coming up, we have
plug in all your stuff.
A bunch of plugs. So like right from the beginning, like I said, my name is John, also known as I'm Already Me. I am the founder of Dads Who Thrift. That is a nonprofit of multicultural fathers who are trying to beat poverty through thrifting. With that being said, there are events that are going to be hosted in our community, your community, throughout the year. The next few ones that are going to be rolling out are specifically for creatives, entrepreneurs, small business owners, dreamers, and essentially people that have ideas that sometimes they don't know how to put into practice, or they need a soundboard, or they need contributions from others, community, right? That's what we're trying to create here and foster here at places like Gold Diggers. So we're going to be putting events to cater to that type of community. So if you're creative, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, we will be doing vision board parties that'll help us create our dreams and make them into reality. So the first one we have cooking up, it's going to be Dreamers to Doers with a theme. And the next one we're cooking up is going to be a Me, You, and Chat GPT. So that's going to be a nice spin on what it takes to not only have a dream, but also your first rendition of a team, right? Sometimes, oftentimes we're so traditional with our thinking that we don't leave space to grow. And in our market, AI is, doing its thing,
No,
So,
for
sure. And a lot of our entrepreneurs and a lot of the small businesses in my community have put in their thoughts and their efforts into ChatGPT and other AI sectors. So we want to encourage people to learn about what's working.
You can find the GoalDiggrs Podcast merch at GoalDiggrs.com. You want to plug in the merch, plus we have everything else on there. If you're interested in being a brand ambassador, we got a few things on there. Plug in the merch and stuff like that. So this is really much the outro. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn us up in the comments, man. Who would y'all like to see on here? What should we talk about next? Is there any things we could do to make the podcast better? You know what I'm saying? If you want to be part of it and, could be recording the podcast, or if you want to just join in on the journey, let us know. Turn us up in the comments. And we're going to do so it's called Ask.Rahhh. So pretty much you drop in the comments some questions you want me to answer, and I will answer them on the next podcast. And we would do like giveaways for like the best questions and stuff like, y'all know how we do. We're gonna turn it up, but it's gonna be Ask.Rahhh. So drop some questions in the comments, and I will address them. I will address the questions, answer the questions in the next podcast. I like that. And the closing segment, you know how we do, man. Believe in yourself. If I can, you can. If they can, we can. It's out. It's a wrap.